we're going to go to FaZe, or go to Bank. A map that we know Liquid for. Gibby, are you going to change your predictions, or are you sticking solid with Team Liquid?
You know me, I never change my predictions, even if
I give you an out. I always give you an out, and you always say, nope, never.
You always extend that branch to me, and I'm like, nope, you gotta be true to your word and give credit to the team that wins, even if they were against it. But we're going to look at the operator ban so far. Ace and Dokebi, so Ying will be allowed to pass through once more. On the defensive side, Warden will be taken out, and we saw the impact he was able to have in that last map, especially with a lot of Ying being used, a lot of smokes. Whippet, you saving Valk? Is that what you're going to go for? No. You waited too long.
Normally I would be like, oh, it's a Valkyrie ban. Yep. And no, not this time. Smoke ban is... I'm a fan of it. I actually think a smoke ban really changes up a core dynamic of how a team plays. Think about this, right? A lot of teams, you want to have a smoke, they use that plant denial, obviously. But it's also that shotgun. It's also that sight setup. And that changes compositions a fair amount. So that ban could be very impactful. Not only do you lose those 3 canisters, but you lose, well, the perfect hit for every SMG11's everything you want, no matter what engagement it is. We'll see. Coming out. Volp's going to grab that pulse, which I think is going to be a key to this one. If it becomes utility dump execution down towards CC, he'll play in gold, and pretty standard lineups all around, but I'm always excited to see and not we picked away from it.
And but you were just talking about the impact that smoke has. Yes. Look at the site we're playing. What operator is really damn good at holding back and pushing through server on the site?
I think it's going to be a Jaeger shotgun, because I know that's exactly what you're thinking about.
You're not fresh. but yeah.
What? What?
Fresh is an avid enjoyer of the Jaeger shotgun.
I've not been in the stack. Listen, I've not been in the stack for a few days, and I've not heard of it about this new technology.
He's an enjoyer. That's all I'm going to say is he is an enjoyer of that technology. Looking though at the way FaZe Clan are going to approach this one, it does look like it's going to be a full map clear. Get up on the top floor. Make sure that there's nobody playing in particular around Janitor. Because you know sometimes teams like to be sneaky, keep a player in Janitor, and then the minute teams try to get that office hatch open, then they will strike with that dagger from above. Looking at the way that Team Liquid are going to play, they do have a player playing on marble stairs, trying to keep pressure on the top floor to keep KDS at bay for as long as possible. But you can see that intel's being used with, but the red ping is coming in. They know where the defenders are, and Handy's getting involved in that first gunfight. As over by Elevator, we've got Nesk, and Nesk has the perfect kit to drop down through that hatch and open it up if needs be, if the pressure becomes too much.
This is a really key fight for Ness to win. Again, he has positions he can move around, but he needs to keep himself alive in this engagement. At least take one player with him. He has dropped. He has fallen back. A wise decision, in my humble opinion. The hatch is open. The hatch isn't the most direct avenue to sight. It does put some pressure on, but it looks like for FaZe, the primary vocal point of his execution is going to be down towards server. The hatch in CC is open. The open area hatches are open. All going bit by bit through the checklist. Slowly but surely getting that map control. Volps down below can relay all this information once they enter his range. I am curious, as Handy still lurks in a lobby, if they're going to set up that backstab with Hibana.
Still worried, though, because he knows it's Oryx. And you got to kind of keep somebody there for that late jump up through again. So I want to see the black stab. I'm with you on this one. I want to see them drop down through that gold hatch a little bit later in the round, like the impact we saw earlier. Cyber's getting the opener, though. As down goes Volps, and that's a big one, taking down the pulse that you spoke about playing inside red. C4 wasted here as well. Handy's going to take down Nesk, and now Resets needs to get aggressive on the stairs. Steps up, there's one shotgun shell fired. Down goes KDS, but he's still got a player playing behind him, and Vita King is there to take him down. Handy makes it a 4v1, and Paolo makes it a 3v1, but at this point, things ain't looking good for one of the goats of Siege. He's being held inside vault, the case is going down, and at this point, he's just hunting for anything. Well, there's something, it's a 2v1. But look, watch the silhouette straight up the stairs, go hold this one from the hatch, and Paolo, this is a tough spot to be in.
Surely not. Surely this is too difficult to win, but he doesn't want to fight the player on blue. He'll go immediately to get control of open area, but there's likely going to be a drone watching this. The beepers give away his position. He'll try and win this fight, but he's going to look the completely wrong way, and Vita King gets the job done. Paulu falls, and FaZe once again open up the very first round of the map with what looks to be a very, very, very clinical opening round. Opening pick goes for FaZe, no trade from Liquid, and from there, everything began to falter on site. Once FaZe begin to knock on that door, their executions are absolutely perfect. Got a few for resets there. It's a little bit quick on that trigger. He could have maybe made something of that round. Shotgun up was a personal, nearly gets it done. Mighty King confirms up the follow. FaZe, I think this is going... I'm going to stick with my prediction. I'm going to stick with it. However, I'm getting scared.
It's round one. That's fine. It'll be okay.
I don't want Jacob to be right.
Okay.
It's the pride of Europe, Gibby. The pride of Europe. We can't let the NA desk host be right, can we?
Have we adopted Connor? Is CDAP's an honorary Irishman for the broadcast?
He's Irish. You named him on St. Patrick's. We had the cast on St. Patrick's Day, and you made him an honorary Irishman, so we hold on to that today.
Yeah, he's not Connor D'Apollonio, he's Connor McTominay or something like that. You know, that's what we're going to call him for today. Connor Doherty, there you go.
There we go. Perfect.
CDAPs. Oh god, we sometimes chat must listen to us and go, what are these two talking?
We have adopted CDAPs. He is now officially Irish. Welcome to EU region. We have a hammer, currently.
So you keep saying. And I think a lot of people know that too, but we're not talking about the hammer right now. This is about BR6. And honestly, two titans of the scene going head-to-head. And here's the thing, Whip It. As an org, FaZe Clan, they got a major. Team Liquid, even though people will argue that Nesk and Palu are in the GOAT conversation, I'm a strong proponent for that argument. I love Nesk and Palu. But Team Liquid, they don't have that major title. Yes, as I said, they won something a long time ago, but it wasn't a major.
No, it was a Pro League final many moons ago. I think it's pretty safe to say that, at least for Nesk and Palu, the Crownless Kings still moniker that they will be likely or wanting to shake as soon as possible. Cyber finds the opening pick onto resets. Huge opening, a long angle established as well, deep from side. Teller is all the way in the sight via that rotation. PDS lurks as well. FaZe in complete control very early. They could have one player of holding that presence upstairs. No engagements are occurring, but again, FaZe has so much time to work with, and this is going to be a very tricky fight to win. KDS needs to win this for his team. I think Liquid are going to back out of that one. Somewhat uncharacteristic, but Vobs pops over, and gets on the Cyber. Gets us level. Minute 20 to work with. This is huge.
Handy got away scot-free there as well, or Handy didn't actually get the refrag. I was going to say get away scot-free. He let them get away. It's a 4v4 again now as Handy's still in that position. They're still trying to push over as now the clone will go hunting to see if there's any defenders still playing on site. This is a fun one. The longer that Soul stays out by that window, and the later, oh my god, Viking, nice shot on Danesk. That's going to be a big boost to their chances in this round, but you stay with Zofia on that window and you push in really late whenever Palu and Vobs are distracted by the players pushing through Office, and that could really open a big opportunity. And Palu, well, he is going to drop down below, but he's going to maybe try to get up to a little bit of something bold later in the round.
A little bit of tomfoolery, you could say. 35 seconds. Could be high impact as well. Hold a nitro cell in his back pocket. FaZe Clan in a good position. One extra player. They might make this execution stick. It looks like they're going to try and walk themselves into break room. Palu disconnected from his team. Andy going to be the primary engager. He needs to win. And he's going to get caught out napping. Palu sprints up the stairs only to be handed to death by Handy. Mighty King will stick this case. No one can contest it, but Vobs gets one of the souls. Coverage needs to be good from Handy. He looks the wrong way. They cross in and Mighty King falls. They're going to try and get this counter defuse. The coverage needs to be absolutely pinpoint perfect. The suppressor will mask his coverage at the right time. But it's going to be... Oh, the timer. I saw that shot. I started to believe. And then the timer calms the nerve a little bit. And we see that go a level. Very, very difficult, close round between these sides. You got to feel there. Handy. Given a little bit of a freebie by Palu. Mistimed his push up those stairs. Beautiful shot by Viking the Nesk as well. And that moment there, that could have changed the tide. That could have stopped that case going down. While Lagonis falls, case gets counter diffused. Go level. Upstairs we go.
You got to give credit to Liquid the how quickly they got on that case though. Once they got that pick in a 2v1.
No hesitation. The fact is right. I believe it was Volps with the Bailiff gets the confirmation of that kill moments after the plant goes down. So, You got a feeling that he was right up in that guy's face, blasts him with the bailiff, gets on that case immediately. And of course, as you're on that counter defuse, you're in pretty good concealment behind that countertop. So he was able to get that done. You go level, Gibby. And maybe now I'm a little bit more relaxed. My hopium, I put down my hopium mask and go, alright, you can stay on the floor for the time being. Don't need to try and huff with it. Make sure we can hold on for this one. I just don't want the predictions to go the way.
Well, it's the first time in this series so far that after a round has been played that these sides have been level. Because in the first map, FaZe Clan rushed into a 3-0 lead and Team Liquid just never really recovered from that one. So for Team Liquid to bounce back after another opening round loss the way that one happened, can only say good things for them. But FaZe Clan have been... I'll never say a team's been perfect, because perfection in Siege doesn't even happen in 7-0s, because...
Listen, Gibby, was one team that we can even consider calling perfect, and it's CAG. So, like, don't... Like,
yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree. Team. I agree. They're perfect in every way, shape, and form. But FaZe Clan have been really, really damn good. This is the best. You spoke about Liquid playing the best that they've played since the major in the first stage, the first stage of BR. I'm going to say this is the best that we've seen FaZe Clan since Berlin.
You know what? It's right. That's a tough one. That's a tough one, because the FaZe that went to Berlin took a very good Ben Rogue to beat. And that took a monstrous performance to beat FaZe. So, really stage one with this roster. I think there's still time for them to cook and develop. I don't think they're that level yet, but they have that ceiling. Certainly are very good. 30, and Delas go off. Probably finds the opening, and that's going to be a massive pick there as Volps gets caught out by Cyber. Tries to get up on top of Square. Handy will get one more with the pistol. Ness needs to win that fight and does so. Falls back to start for KDS, gets one to Paulu. It's back and forth between these sides. Advantage now sits with FaZe. Ness is going to try and take control from Square. Monty, oh, he looks away just at the worst moment. Low HP as well, but look at the amount of information that they have. Going into a swing is aware of the threat inside of lobby, but gets caught out. Ness will get one trader back, but his teammate left in DBNO will hear the drop, and no stock's going to be a threat. Could hear the vault. Perhaps the fight. What's the head? Doesn't win it, doesn't fight. FaZe calm, relaxed inside of Janitor. Cassidy with a Monty and one active gun. Monty slain, I should correct myself. 45 seconds. Gets one more. Ness gonna 1 versus 1. Another 4K clutch on the table. He spots one out. The tracers give away both players' positions. He picks the shoulder and he finds the head. KDS falls. Liquid take the lead on Bank.
Nesk, let's go. One of the goats of Siege popping up with a big 4K with 1 HP and a dream. This is so much fun. We have players popping off left, right, and center in this series. Vita King's had his moments. KDS was brilliant in the last map. And then Nesk reminding everybody of who he is in round 3 on Bank. So Team Liquid...
Two 4K clutches for Nesk, by the way. Just saying.
KDS is 1, and almost an ace clutch as well. When you think back, it's been a very good series from a couple of individuals in this one. But here's the thing with it. It's 2-1. It's the first time this series that Liquid have had a lead on any map. And it is only a slender one at 2-1. And let's be real, this is Bank. So, to be fair, you expect to be somewhere around that 3-3 split. So the defending side winning 2-1 after 3 rounds. I'm going to say it tells you...
Let me hope, Gibby. Let me hope.
But this scoreline tells you nothing. Let's be real. 2-1 scoreline after 3 rounds.
It tells me one thing.
FaZe Clan won a round.
Yes. You beat me to the punchline. It tells me that Liquid have won 2 rounds, and FaZe have won, which in simple logic, which is all that I can understand, is that Liquid's winning. So I'm in a good mood. Simple as.
You live in yes-no logic.
What? Gibby, I ask you, are Liquid winning?
Yes. Well, no.
Simple
yes and
as.
no. Yes and no.
No, are they winning on Bank? Are they winning on Bank?
Yes.
No, see? I get the answer I want.
Oh, this is great. This is great. So 2 minutes and 30 seconds for FaZe Clan to play with on this one. So Vita King will do his due diligence, drone out that top floor, enable his team to just forget about that one for now. Next on the agenda is inside of open area. Lagonis has got the Echo drone to enable Paolo, who's locked himself inside of open area in that position. Volps is playing there as well, so there is a 1-2 punch inside a position. Cyber's going to open up that wall to just give them ease of access and ease of rotation, as there goes the Candelas. KDS knows that there's a player down there trapped inside a small loan office, but KDS is going to let him get out. Cyber's on the hunt now as well, but he goes through the soft wall, but he's prone inside elevator and Nest shut down. They're still on the Palu as well. The two behemoths fall, and Volps will peek around the corner, brings us back to a 4-3, and he's going to go for the big rotate, but there's the hold from Souls. 4 versus 2, minute and 30 left on the clock, and the action, you feel, is only getting started.
I have just seen Volps get a kill on printer window and try to rotate electrical. Okay, yep, I'm okay with that one. Cyber on an early 2-piece, and well, it's going to be Souls to make it. Oh, Cyber collects Lagonas, ends it all. We go level once again, Gibby. This basement is just not working for Liquid. Cyber too good. Huge 3k for him. Volps, though. Question mark. What was going on there? What was he cooking? What was his intention? I know what it was. It was to get to electrical, but read perfectly by FaZe. And look at this, Cyber. Presented by a freebie from Paulu. It would have been nice to see that work. It would have been lovely to see that one work, but unfortunately FaZe read it perfectly. Souls collects it, and it just wraps up perfectly. That's level. Much closer than Oregon.
And to be honest, it's what you'd expect, because FaZe were so good in Oregon. You'd expect that even when it goes to Liquid's map pick, that it's going to be close, because all of the momentum is currently with FaZe Clan in this fixture after that dominant map 1. So, going into this round, Whippet, this is a pretty important one for Team Liquid. You don't want them to fall behind on this one, because it could give them a little bit of those doubts creeping on in going into the final round on defense. So Liquid definitely need to put this one in the bag. It's going to be, by the looks of it, open area once more. And the time that they won this map, it wasn't cut and dry, it wasn't clean. FaZe Clan got the diffuser down, and only for a big play from Volps with that bailiff at close range. That would have been another round 1 for FaZe.
Gibby, you're making me really want the hopium again. Stop it! Anyway, Cyber's in sight. And he's gonna get one. And he's just in sight. He's gonna get more, because he's in sight. Because it's Cyber, of course it is! Who else? He walks in, Nest gets one of the souls. You got a problem. Cyber's in your sight! He's gonna get the head of Nest and look for more. An absolute bloodbath from FaZe. They spot a weakness and they go for a rush. Oh, one-man rush. Team doesn't get the case down, he's gonna get blinded. Resets, finds one, the Vita King. Level 3 versus 3. We've only seen around 40 seconds of play. Cyber finally slain by Paulu. And that tempo will slow right down. Handy can't find the trade, nor can KDS. No reset. They could react well to that one, but Cyber, who else? Who else would you expect to walk in like that and find so much success?
This is something that I think a lot of teams suffer from time to time. You get a player playing really aggressive on the entry, pushes into sight, and sits there for a minute, but gets absolutely no help, no support, and he's inside of sight all alone. And now it means that FaZe Clan are going to have to push this one a little bit different. There's a problem for them as they're going to find that hatch closed and absolutely no way to open that one. This hatch, though, this is a much better one for them to maybe attempt to fall through. But of course, Liquid know that. They're going to fall back into these positions and hold it. So Handy says to himself, you know what? I'm going to reposition myself. I can push through electrical. I can push sight window. Can Handy win this important gunfight that he's about to have? He sees the hard wall. He sees absolutely nothing apart from the solid wall and those footholds. KDS needs the drone from here, Whippet.
The vault on in. Give away his position. You'd imagine he'll be able to read into this one perfectly. Outwalks deep inside his sight and catch Volps' napping. KDS gets one more to Paulu and resets all alone. Liquid looks set to be able to hold out on this one. The red ping's going to be such a nightmare. Suppressor through the walls going to be difficult to read. His rotations from every corner are watching FaZe. Claws it back. Liquid caught napping. That one hurts. That one hurts just a little bit.
Oh, I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. FaZe Clan, again, just managed to pull that one back from a position where really they should not have been able to. Cyber, so aggressive on the entry, caused a big problem for Team Liquid. They managed to bounce that back. But then FaZe Clan, they're able to really cleanly step into sight once more. That's been a bit of a problem here for Team Liquid. It's how easily sight has been accessed by FaZe over the course of these two maps. And usually on a map like Bank, you wouldn't think of attackers being able to get into sight pretty quickly, but it's something they've been able to do. It's something they were able to do in Oregon as well. And I'd like to see Liquid again bring out the stall tactics, and that's what they're doing. They've decided to bring out the Capcan. Even if the Capcan traps aren't going to be popped, it does mean that they're going to get spotted out, and it's going to give those audio cues as they shoot them away.
Liquid's struggling, man. The issue is with these fast plays and how FaZe are able to get so much control, causing all the issues, right? You can have a perfect setup, a perfectly convoluted roam setup where it's all about clearing, wasting time. But if you have a player like Cyber who'll just walk in the side and go, yeah, I don't really care what they're doing upstairs, I'm going to walk in. You're forced to rotate back. You're forced to vacate these strong positions away from sight. And all of a sudden, you're left in this horrible retake position, and they're going to go to this site once again. Won't be the same story. Cyber won't do the same level of aggression, but 8-4 so far. Huge individual performance, handy 7-2 as well. FaZe having a great day in the office so far.
Pretty good. If you're a FaZe fan, you're loving every single minute of this one. So Handy is going to get on the rappel. Going to hold that long angle, catch anybody rotating through elevator, or if anyone decides they maybe want to push down through gold, it'll be an easy pickup for them. Soul's on the Brava, an operator we haven't seen today yet so far. An operator that I love in the current meta. Need tossed by KDS. But maybe the timing just a little bit off. He's grateful to still have his life in his hand. Team Liquid's defender grateful to fall away from the nade as Cyber steps in once more. There's the red ping. Tries the first spray around the corner. Switches over to the shotgun. And he's able to take down Palu. It's a 5v3. Lagonas, though, pulls one back as Handy falls. Vulp's on the flank, though. He takes down Cyber. All sides level once more. KDS holding a long angle on the top floor with 1 HP. But still, with FaZe Clan, you have so much time to play with. And they've got 4 drones. Well, realistically, they've got 3 drones they can use here for the players that are alive. Not including the extra ones that Brava can put in the back pocket.
And Brava, oh, okay. So, double Capcan trap in Printer has been hacked. Now, I am yet to see this be successful in a competitive environment. Will this be the first? Surely they will know. Surely they'll read into that one and say, I've just killed the Brava drone by Printer, and there's a double Capcan trap there. And I think they have been cleared. Good, good. Thank you. Don't want to get caught by that. You don't want to be the first. Bob Stoke will get one more trader back, leaving it down into a 2 versus 4. KDS on low HP. Soul still has everything to work with. 30 seconds, though. Time is going to be a little bit of a squeeze now for FaZe Clan. And Liquids, just hold on. The last seconds Capcan traps as well could be a huge boon if someone stumbles into them at the wrong time. Players spawning out instead of archives. KDS tries to spam to the wall, look for a connection, but nothing arrives. 20 seconds, Gibby. Think FaZe can claw this one back?
No, I think Team Liquid have done enough damage onto the clock that FaZe have nothing they can do. KDS, when he steps through the metal detector, will give away his position a little more. Still worried about a player on the flank as Soul steps in towards sight, but the problem is you don't got the case. And Team Liquid, they're going to take this round. It's a 3-3 split. Do they have enough in the back pocket, though, on Bank to win 4 rounds on attack to win this in regulation? Or whip it, are we going to see an El Clasico overtime?
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me with an overtime. While I might want my... Listen, while I want my predictions to come true for non-regional pride reasons, I really, really want to see this game show the best of both these teams, push each other to the absolute limit, as just a teaser to what they might do as they enter that Swiss stage of the Copenhagen Major. Of course, both these teams already locked in. They go to phase 2 of the upcoming Major. They get themselves saved from that gauntlet they'll have to run, while these other teams from LCQs have to run in phase 1. We'll go down to the basement for the very first defensive round of FaZe. Lineup-wise, nothing too jarring, nothing too interesting, I'd say. Now, Spider can have a shotgun or the assault rifle. He's only got his pistol in hand right now. He's probably moving around the map to get his rotates done best as possible. But I wonder if he'll do a bit of inspiration from Volts.
Nah, AR.
Carbine. Yeah, got the carbine out.
And I'm okay with it. You know, the shotgun, if you're playing on the stairs, you can get away with it from time to time. So, I want to see Team Liquid try to up the tempo a little bit here. And this is where I do want to see them increase the pace. You've got Ying, you've got Iana, you've got Thermite. And you're bringing the Thatcher to the party, and you look at the operators that are being brought. Do you really want to be using Thatcher on mute jammers? But it's maybe an oversight on the side of Liquid here.
One thing I'm going to look at is you have an Aruni to deal with, and so you might be at least concerned about that Aruni trick inside of server. That could be a massive use of that one. Again, it's easier to play with that utility, being able to have that blanket EMP. It disrupts so much extra utility. You got to think about ADSs, Valkyrie cameras, Aruni and mute jammers. 4 out of the 5 operators get affected directly by those EMPs. So again, a good blanket use, but look at Cyber. Inside of ATMs, a drone so close to him, and no! He's gonna be able to one-tap resets to next week! Opening pick uncontested, untraded. Simple mistake and finds FaZe the opening. Dragonus spots one player inside of tellers, but no one can act on that information. Everyone else is focused upstairs.
He threw the drone too far. He threw the drone too far, and that's as free as they come. Nesk gets a delayed trade, as Cyber will eventually be removed. And now Candela's being used in open area. Nesk will peek around the corner. That's the kill onto Azami, and that's a big one now as they establish control. Hatch is already open. Volps is going to get one onto Vidaking now, meaning that Soul's playing inside blue. Is going to go on the hunt. This is the point now where the defenders need to take action, but action's not going to be taken. Volps is going to make it a 4v1. KDS all alone. Is he going to go on the rotate again? He might be able to isolate some 1v1s. It looks like both these players are aware of each other's presence, but Palu is there. Team Liquid take round 7, and they take the opening round on their attacking half. Is that a signal of things to come? Or is it just normality for a map like Bank? We've seen FaZe do it. Now we've seen Liquid do it. Still loads to play on this map.
That round, that opening pick, that's a teaser. You know why? Because that is what Cyber loves to do. He is going to be given so much freedom on a map like this to do essentially whatever devious acts he wants to commit to Liquid. He's going to be out by himself, causing chaos, and his utility's already played. He's on that Valkyrie, 10 and 6. Of course, if you remember, like through all the years, through every iteration of the Brazilian region, Valkyrie's been one of the most iconic entries, most iconic aggressive operators that we've ever seen. It just feels that if he has that opening, but good trade back from Nesk, delayed one, but they read into the movements of Cyber perfectly. They take map control with what looked like and it looked much better, much more solid, much more composed Liquid. Will that continue, as now they have a little bit more of a puzzling site to break down? It's going to be that open area and
the eye test doesn't lie, though, and I feel like for the most
part...
You're blind,
it does, Gibby.
Well, that's true. But for the most part, when you're watching Siege, because I know that you cast sometimes with your eyes closed because you like to say you know this game pretty well, but to me, the eye test doesn't lie, and FaZe Clan have looked a lot better on their round attacking wins than Liquid have on theirs. Most of Liquid's round wins have seemed to be really tense, really tight, but for FaZe, anytime they've won a round, it's been so clinical and so clean, and there's a clear objective to every little thing that they've done.
Jonas on the Amaru might draw the attention of some of the keen-eye viewers, and this is going to be to get map control very, very early. That's the intention behind this pick. They're going to try and probably get control of CC in office not CC in office, CEO in office, and Handy's going to find the opening pick on the Nesk. And I think they were cooking for a bit of a rush. However, they've run into a bit of a wall called Handy and Cyber. Vidaking going to get a bit of the action as well. And very, very rapidly, this begins to deteriorate for the side of Liquid. They get themselves inside of sight and get 2 very important trades. Resets will find Vidaking, and now Volps inside of sight needs to win this next engagement, but Soul's going to be too quick of a draw. Leaving it all down to 3 versus 1. Lots of time if he wants to slow it down. You can imagine he has to take these direct engagements sooner rather than later. We'll read the player close to his Zami barrier, but a double peek arrives from FaZe. Cyber gets the credit. FaZe, well, shut down what looked to be an aggressive play from Liquid, but they got read like an absolute book, and we go level once again.
I loved the plan, but it didn't really work out. FaZe Clan again, just looking dominant. And it's going to be a timeout from FaZe. This is their first timeout of the whole series. And at 4-4, I'd say it's going to go something like this. Guys, we want to get this 1 and 2. We've had level at 4 each. Team Liquid tried something crazy, didn't quite work. Let's keep ourselves composed. Let's get the job done. I would argue this FaZe Clan timeout might actually do Team Liquid more favors because they're the ones that need to set the tempo, and this allows their coach to talk to them as well.
I'm going to go on the flip side of that one. And the fact is that FaZe called this after a successful round. That's actually the scarier thing to me. They've won a round, got themselves level, but seen something that was so wrong with what they were doing, they decided, yeah, let's call a timeout. Let's correct this now. And that could be very dangerous. That's another kind of side of that coin to look at. Well, yes, it works for Liquid as well. They can speak to their backroom staff. They can get on the comms with their coach. They saw something, wanted to correct it there and then, even though they won a round.
Yeah, someone died. That's what they're like. Nah, can't take that. Wasn't flawless.
Wasn't flawless. Listen, guys, listen. We should have won that flawless. What's happened? Why is that went wrong? Timeout needed. What, you're onto something.
Yeah.
You're onto something, Gibby.
Giving away nothing, FaZe Clan. And this is the thing. This game has been so entertaining, but at the same time, neither of these sides has really given away anything crazy. We're not seeing anything that they might be holding in the back pocket for when they get to the Swiss stage of Copenhagen. But as you said, this is all about the SI points. It's all about winning your region, regional pride, something that Brazil has in abundance. And not only that, SI points. This is a lot shorter of a calendar than what we've had in previous year. 2 stages, a lot less opportunities to pick up SI points. You want to get that extra little boost that you get from winning this final as well.
You touch on that perfectly. I mean, yes, both these teams are locked in. They're really only seeding for that second phase of the major. However, 20 extra SI points is not something to turn your nose up at. Every little counts. Because remember, there are no more LCQs to go to the Invitational. And for both these sides, you got to remember where the Invitational is. They want to get themselves there no matter what. Woohoo! Okay, bye resets. Bye-bye. What a shot from Handy.
He's been so handy. He's been really good for FaZe. He's been such a good pickup. Vita King still playing inside open air. He's got Handy as a little bit of sports steps in behind the wall so he can drop down the hatch to sight whenever he feels the pressure has come just a little bit too much. Lagonis gets on the drone as the rest of the push will push in from this sewer side. Souls with the Oryx will be able to stare down at the Monty, but as always, he's a little bit more focused on what's coming from behind. Steps behind the server rank, pre-fires towards dirt, but nobody pushing there just yet. And this is the problem. Monty steps in the sewer, sees 2 players there already, and for Liquid, they're like, where do we push from? Where do they not have some form of a hold? Because to them, it seems like FaZe are everywhere.
Yeah, look at the drones available for Liquid. They have 3. They have 3 drones. Cyber.
Not a lot.
Cyber has been decided, like, you know what? No information for you. I'm going to pick Solace. I'm going to remove all your drones. And you've got 3 drones to find information. That is a very, very, very finite amount of utility to work with. And you've lost 1 more player. Bye-bye, Volks. KDS is going to try his best to get that DMR to find success. Nest will get 1 to KDS. Souls did fall in that action as well. 4 versus 2. Advantage now sits with FaZe. Lurking above that hatch. Now, of course, it will give away their position when that Arumi drops, but the Monty's going to take an absolute beating. Souls holds up high as well, and the stalemate's already been set up, but there's no way to win this. This round is over. FaZe have won this fair and square. Unless there is a miracle shot by the Lagonis or FaZe to clear one of these 2 players, the round is done. It is 30 seconds left, but FaZe have... No, it's checkmate. This round is checkmate. That's going to be it done now. Cyber's going to get that one, the Lagonis, leaving Nesk all alone, while as much as I want to dream, Nesk will be able to find that he gets himself traded off with Vita King. And it will be FaZe Clan to get into the lead once again. 5 rounds they've now claimed. That was a rough final few moments to watch from Liquid.
14-6, by the way, for Cyber.
Of course.
14-6.
Of course. Who else? Who else is going to be able to drop those numbers on the side of FaZe? Of course it is Cyber. One of the scariest players you ever matched with. There's a European major on. Cyber's made it to it. Stay away from ranked. If you see his name, run. Run. He's taking your elo.
The only bad thing I've ever seen Cyber do is throw that nade.
In Berlin. The nade on this map, funny enough, Gibby. Do we let the audience know about this one?
Well, that's where the crowd started aggressively shouting Cyber who. And,
I'll take a bow for that one.
14-6. 14-6 against Team Liquid.
He just wants to win. He wants to win. He's decided, yeah, no, this is close and all that. Like, it could be a good game, but where else to show up and put out a magical performance like this one, other than one of the most prestigious matches inside of BR. This is the grand final, stage 1 for this new era. The Blast R6 Brazil League very first grand final. FaZe want to be able to get themselves that stamp of legacy. Be able to get be the first ever Brazilian team to have that regional crown. Liquid stand in their way. FaZe lead in this one. Of course, this map goes their way. They win.
It's scary. It's actually scary how good FaZe have been in this game.
You know what's scarier? You know what's scarier? If
Jacob
FaZe,
winning.
Yeah, but Jacob, he's predicted the team, and that team's went and won something. Like, that's a scary thing. If he starts making major predictions and teams start winning, I'm going to be really scared.
Oh, we do love Jacob, though. We love the guy. He's absolutely brilliant host, by the way. He's done an incredible job stepping in here. Cyber getting hunted down by the drones as the Solace is able to feed the information that there was 2 players over that way, looking this way. KDS up on the top floor as well. Vita King steps back in behind the mirror, and now this is where Valk will look to go to work. Can you pop open those mirrors? Can you make this position even harder to hold now for FaZe Clan? Reset's opening up an angle that... I like this angle that he's opened up now. It's one that if you die to, you go absolutely crazy on, but it's more of a safe one to peek for.
That sounds like the voice of reason, Roman, who's been burnt by that position too many times.
No, I'm the one who's been told very mean things for getting the kill from that angle.
That is true. You do find the most ratty angles possible, but guess what? Cyber's gonna find the opening pick on the Paulu, 15-6. You can't stop this man. Even with P90, give him Solace, and he seems to be the most dangerous player on the server. He can dictate the entire flow of this one. FaZe just need to play for trades. That's all they need to do at this moment. The next pick could be the nail in the coffin of this round for Liquid. They need to find Cyber. They'll try and put pressure on Electric. The sound cue's been given away, and you don't win that one. Bolts is next to fall, and out the window he goes. Nope, he's going to not treat us to that one just yet. He's toying with the idea. Repels go in. Plant's going down. There's no way. What an absolute heist. The C4 is perfect. The Goatness can't get it done. 30 of kills, but the advantage still sits with Liquid, or with FaZe, I should say. Ace is cold inside of sight. A brave attempt at execution, but Cyber finds a 3rd! You can't stop this man and go on for 4! FaZe Clan, absolutely unstoppable. Scratch that, Cyber unstoppable here on Bank.
20's a given. At this point now, 20 is a given, as Liquid are forced to take that time out. The question is, 20 what? How many more is he going to get in this one? And it's not even the fact that he's picking up freebies. He's winning one-on-one gunfights where he has bullets flying his way. He's 18-6. I'm just so impressed by the way he's managed to put up the numbers. Nesk battling as hard as he can, going 10-8 on the side of Liquid. But FaZe Clan on the verge. They've got 2 attempts at winning the first ever Blast Brazil Rainbow6 League, putting them in a brilliant position going in towards that stage 2 of the Copenhagen Major. And not only that, putting down a big statement. The only team that have beat Liquid this stage was FaZe. They're 2-0 on them on maps right now, and they're on the verge of going 3-0 on maps against Team Liquid if they win this best of 3 series 2-0.
At this stage, a very simple thing needs to be said in that Team Liquid call. Find Cyber, kill Cyber, win round. No other option at this point. Man has been absolutely unstoppable. Map, series point, here, FaZe. 1 round away from getting that crown upon their head as a roster. And you gotta think, a team that made a lot of changes getting to this point. You know, you gotta think about the iconic names that they would have lost along the way that lots of people were perhaps shocked at. But Handies, Vita King, KDS have been so good on this roster. That shows so far. These best of 3s have been their domain. Can they get it done? One more round here on Bank. They get that crown.
Always been a wonder to me that you've never been picked up as a tier 1 coach. Kill Cyber, win round. Simple as.
Enough said. Listen, we all know. Fabian only says Benji go kill and he won an invitational because of it.
Oh, and he went and killed many times, winning that SI record.
That is true.
He was the solution. I think he was the answer. He was the solution. Cyber, though, showing everybody who he is on this one as Right, Cyber. You've had free reign inside of lobby. Don't do it to Liquid again. He's going to step up in towards admin. Pushes on through. Palu gets the opener. That's a good sign for Liquid as they now have a pulse inside of this round. But they still got to get top floor control if you want to take the site. Cyber moves himself to another position where he can be a little bit of use for sight. Here's the player on the window. Peeks up towards Skylight as well. Maybe he gets his pick this time.
If you lose that to Cyber, GG's. That is an unwinnable fight from Cyber's perspective. You should have to win that, but of course we don't see that. We can still theorize that one. With the opening pick, KDS first to fall, you lose that solace, you lose that high impact utility. Resets has a lot of information, but there's still bodies of Liquid outside. Paulu on that repeller yet to enter the building. C4 tossed out, no damage done. So a good waste of utility. That was Cyber's C4, so slowly but surely stripping him of what utility he has to try and slay you. That MPX certainly isn't something to turn your nose up at. And they're so cautious of lobby right now that they have resets, hard droning it, hard locking it down. Cyber still cause chaos from this position.
He can't sit still. He's got withdrawal symptoms. He's got a minute and a half without a kill at this point, and he needs more as he looks above, but he ain't going to get them. Nest gets one. Vita King pulls it off as the Candela signals the push coming through from Team Liquid, but nothing has happened. Souls falls back to sight now, and there is going to be the Havana opening potentially up that Kiba barrier. Vita King drops behind the bomb chassis as well. 55 seconds to go. Nesk inside of archives now, getting rid of some of those boxes just to make this angle a little bit easier to hold. But the issue for them is Lagonis is above. He's the one with the diffuser in his hand, and FaZe Clan are very aware that that hatch will be somewhere they're going to push from. So I still feel like Liquid need to get another pick. Handy's going to go hunt, and Nesk is going to fall as Souls picks up the kill. 25 seconds, Lagonis drops. There it goes, the Candelas now. They know exactly where the case is going down, but can they stop it? Volps takes a bit more of a beating. Volps is going to get one. It's a 3v2. There's Vita King making it a 2v2 now as he steps inside. Player on top of the hatch now. They've got vertical control. Oryx jumps on up, shut back down by Palu, and it's suddenly all down to Souls in the 1v2. 25 seconds. Long arm. Oh, this is big. This is a big play from Souls. He's going to keep a barrier closed, but the long angle being held. Tries the long arm once more. Pre-fires again. But whip it. Liquid have done just enough in this round, and Volps closes it off.
Oh, Liquid get themselves a lifeline. You know what that means, Gibby? All 12 rounds are needed to decide this series. Are we going to map 3? Or will FaZe get it done right here, right now? Or even before that? Is overtime beckoning? Can Liquid get it done? Huge round, huge read. They find an isolate Cyber, get that pick, and Vita King receives a skeleton key to the face with the hands of Paulu. All on this one. A 1-round shootout for Liquid. You get to stay alive on bank. You get overtime. If you let the round slip and FaZe get victory, it's over. The series is done, and you got Brazilian champions.
And that's the thing. Winning matters to these players. You want to win a championship. You want to win the first ever one. Because if you win the first ever one, your name is written down in history. This is the new Blast era of Siege. Whip it. It's so good to have these English casts back for Brazil. I missed them at the end of last year. But this is what it's all about. FaZe Clan against Team Liquid. Two sides that have made changes. They look revitalized. And I said earlier, I thought that Liquid were a little bit further ahead of their development than FaZe, but they've proven me wrong. But this is Liquid's map pick, and this is FaZe Clan defending on match points.
Lion Scan goes out only moments after the action phase begins. Perhaps to get an early bit of information. Good drone network. And Solus is in play again, but look at the top right of your screen. Wonderful UI displays what the drone situation is like. Only one drone's been slain, so 9 available to work with 4 Liquid. Perhaps even less now, as Cyber will just sidestep behind one. It turns around, it spots him, and that could have been a lifeline. But Andy gets the opening, and that's the very last thing the Liquid would have wanted. The opening pick goes, no trade, you've lost a Lion. Volps off the board. If this next fight goes to Cyber, it could all but be over, and it's Reset who falls. 5 versus 3. And it's going to be a brawl. Can you find Cyber? Can you shut him down? He'll retreat back to site. And now Liquid. All this work to do. Everything down to this. 3 versus 5. They need the next engagement to go their way. Otherwise, it might just be curtains here and now.
I just don't know. I feel like FaZe have this round in the bag. Team Liquid have been shut down. FaZe have been phenomenal over the last 2 maps. Jackal now getting those pings to let them know where Cyber is, but he's long gone. He's playing below. Palu needs to make something happen. Lagonis needs to make something happen. Nesk needs to make something happen. 1 minute and 25 seconds to go. You identified the player on blue. But Whippet, can they identify it? Can they isolate it? Can they get that pick to just give them a chance and open the door just a little bit?
Nade cooked, but it's only gonna be the dinner bells. It's gonna be Nesk next to fall. Lagonis takes so much damage when he gets that trade. 4 versus 2. 60 seconds. Liquid running out of time, running out of options, running out of utility. Lagonis nearly ran out of HP as well. They'll chew through that wall, make themselves a default angle, but this Cyber's alive. He can relay information. He'll know the moment this case hits the floor. You see it now, and Cyber finds Paulu. It's over. He hits the 20 mark. He gets 21, and Cyber shuts down Liquid to crown FaZe as your inaugural Blast VR champions.
21 and done. Down our Liquid FaZe clan win back 2-0 as they flawlessly sweep through the best of 3 series. And as you said, they are Brazil's champions for stage 1, which sets them up. But Cyber went nuclear in that one. And all I gotta say is